So all right. Good afternoon, everyone. In a few minutes, in a few seconds, we are about to begin for creating a meaningful brand in the midst of pandemic. So once more, in a few minutes, just waiting for everyone to get in. In the midst of pandemic. Once more in a few minutes. So hoping all of our most of our friends in Facebook will be joining us here as well. So I hope Miss Nelsie is sharing it right now to Facebook to invite everyone to join us. So in a few seconds, we are about to begin for creating a meaningful brand in the midst of a pandemic together with Miss Jennette Cajucom. Okay? So I hope you had had a great lunch. In addition, we are also live in YouTube. But of course, we prefer everyone to participate, ask questions. So this is not a conversation between me and Miss Janet. So this is a conversation between all of us. Okay, so before we start, let me invite everyone to our groups. So for those who are interested to level up their technical skills in architecture, engineering, construction, manufacturing, media, and entertainment, inviting you to join us in Autodesk Community Philippines. And we have a lot of free training live stream. So to know more about those events and to register, simply head out to Autodesk Community Philippines Facebook page to be notified. And if you think this workshops or free trainings as beneficial to someone you know, please invite them to join us, most especially the young ones, students and educators. For those who are highly creative people, inviting everyone to join us in Digital Creatives Philippines. We have a version of that in LinkedIn as well. Okay, so to register for today's live stream or share by Miss Jennette, all you have to do is select get tickets. Okay. So once more, good afternoon everyone. And good afternoon to Miss Jennette. Miss Jennette, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, Sir Jomar. Thanks again for inviting me, and congratulations again. I watched your video about the LinkedIn appreciation night last night. Congratulations on an incredible milestone. Ang galing. More than 5,000 na, no?
Opo, so hindi pa natin na-add yung iba. There's till 3,760 people. So this is just a metric lang naman, no? But we're happy that every one of them is on board no, in LinkedIn right now. And we're hoping most of them will connect to Miss Jen Cajucom as well. Ayan. So good afternoon, Sir Raymond Victorino. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Hi, Raymond. Yeah, I hope one of these days we would all be able to have, catch up on talk soon and, meet in person.
Oo. So for those who are curious, this is my second time in seeing Miss Janet on a computer computer screen. I haven't met her in person as well.
Yes, same here.
So I think that's one of the concept of LinkedIn local, 'di ba, Miss Jen? So taking the ano yun, the offline ay the online to offline. Tama ba?
Yes, that's right. To see the face, to meet the person behind the profile.
Yan. Okay, so once more inviting everyone to join us to comment down below. So participate. And yeah. You're free to join us also later if you have questions and comments.
Yes, yes, please.
Ayan.
So I heard the names that you were reading last night. Ang dami nila, no?
Oo, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Jen.
Talaga. Talagang ang galing. Binasa mo talaga isa-isa.
Oo. So, yun na lang siguro yung way namin, no, of saying thank you and yan, and shout out. So, Sir Dennis J. Gumbok, thank you for joining us. So, hoping you can
Hello.
invite. Yeah.
Hello,
Mami
Sir Dennis.
Lisa,
Good afternoon.
Thank you po. In the future po, if there are any educators here, ayan, no, in the future, we'd like to, ano din, no, to visit you and then to invite you. There's tons of benefits for your students when they're in LinkedIn.
True, true.
Ayan.
Hey, Jomar, I have a question before we start. I think pwede naman to.
Yeah.
Kasi 'di ba ano, I see different sharers for the past weeks on LinkedIn Live. Is the topic restricted to a certain industry or pwedeng kahit anong industry sila galing, they would be still allowed to share.
Opo naman. So, this is open to all. So, like YouTube, no, there are a lot of people there who's gaming, who's into soft skills, 'di ba? So, definitely there's a place for everyone. And kung hindi sila interested doon, 'di ba? Okay lang naman din. Pero I'm sure with our promotions, we will have a audience. So, what are you thinking
Right.
po ba? Would you like to recommend someone to share?
Yeah, I think I did mention a name to you last night because yeah, it's good that there are no restrictions because I see that everybody, regardless of the industry that they're in, they have something valuable to share, especially to the young professionals who are already
Mm.
on LinkedIn. Something worth sharing, diba? Hello, good afternoon. Ayan, nakita ko na sa StreamYard yung mga yes, that's right. Yeah, and just to mention kasi you mentioned I think one of the our viewers is an educator because yeah, I think um those in the education sector have a lot to share, especially those undergoing digital transformation. 'Di ba lahat na ngayon 'di ba? Lahat online classes ang ginagawa, and for those, especially those outside of Metro Manila, those who have yet to get insights on how to go about their digital transformation, yung mga nakapag-transform na digitally, they can share insights to other educators as well.
Mm-mm.
Nag-lunch ka na ba, Jomar?
Ah, ang lunch ko po ay mamayang alas 3.
Oh, wow. Oo.
I'm
May
used
kilala akong
to
taong ganyan.
I'm used to sleeping around 2, 3 kasi I prefer working when ano no, when all around me is quiet na. So the kids are already asleep. Walang
Oo nga.
distractions.
Oo nga. Oo. Kumusta naman ang ano? Kumusta naman ang quarantine? MECQ ba kayo or GCQ?
Hindi na po ako familiar din sa mga terminologies na 'yan. Ang ang ginagawa na lang po namin ay basic na lang, stay at home and stay safe.
True, true. I mean, true. Tama ka dyan.
Kasi whenever you're looking at the news ano proliferation ba na yun of mga news about ABS-CBN about the classroom compliance.
I get you, yes.
Mm.
Sila Sir Dennis kaya, yung mga nanonood sa atin. I hope nag-lunch na kayo.
Oo. Kasi parang I am assuming tuloy yung iba baka dyan nagtutoothbrush pa.
O mga kaka-lunch pa lang
Oo.
sila.
Kaya kami po mostly our live streams are around hapon hanggang gabi kasi I noticed a lot of people are still awake around midnight nga eh. So maybe in the future
schedule natin to. Oo.
maybe in the future we will try out midnight.
Oo. Late night with
late
Jomar.
late night show with Miss Virginia. Ayan.
Oo. Oo nga, ang daming nag-aabang kay Miss V.
Oo.
Miss V is also one of my mentors. So, I'm not surprised na maraming nag-aabang sa kanya.
Ayun. So, ma'am, can you share we're seeing your profile, no? Can you share us how you started out, no? I'm seeing nursing.
Yes, that's a bit off, but I feel that I have to put it there. But then, yeah, after I took up nursing, actually before, talaga magkukwento na ako sa buhay ko, no?
Oo.
Before I took up nursing, I was already taking up secretly. Yun, share ko na tuloy. I was already secretly taking up computer science. And my passion for programming actually started, sana hindi ma-confuse sa mga tao, no? My passion for programming started nung high school. Maswerte nga mga bata ngayon kasi I know that there are schools already offering programming as early as grade school. Pero during my time, and don't ask when, na-offer na lang yun high school na. But I really got hooked into it, and those were the days when the programming languages then was GW Basic, Pascal, C programming, and even COBOL and assembly. So I really got hooked. Kaya after I graduated from high school, I secretly applied for computer science. And then I got in. But then it was my grandparents who really wanted me to take up nursing. So ayun, and it was my only way then to have a degree. So I finished nursing, but I did not take a review. So I really talagang dahil gusto ko yung computer science, um, bumalik ako. I just worked I just worked talaga yung saved up for a bit, binalikan ko talaga yung computer science, which I was able to finish in just a few years because maraming na credit sa akin ng mga general education subjects which I've earned from nursing. So when I studied computer science again, mostly major subjects na lang yung tinake ko. So, I do remember back then na yung mga, di ba may mga prerequisite subjects, tapos may laboratory pa. I remember having yung computer architecture subject which we call co-arch. Meron niyang co-arch 1, may co-arch 2, di ba? So you cannot take up syempre co-arch 2 without taking co-arch 1 first. But then, dahil nga maraming na-credit sa akin na general education subjects, kailangan hanapan ko ng paraan para sulit yung load ko for that term. So, those were the days when I would bargain with the registrar na let me take co-arch 1, computer architecture 1 in the morning and then computer architecture 2 in the afternoon. Para hindi ko na siya hihintayin the following term. And then, yun na nga, and then the registrar eventually agreed, okay, pero pag bumagsak ka sa isang subject, bagsak ka pareho. Kasi nga prerequisite siya eh. E de, that became my motivation. Sige, I took the challenge. So, awa naman ng Diyos, pumasa ako noon dahil pareho mahirap na subject for yun eh. For me back then. So, pumasa naman ako ng co-arc 1 and co-arc 2. So, ganun na yung naging sistema ko. Pag may prerequisite subject, I would bargain with the registrar that way. So, kaya natapos ko siya ng maikling panahon. And then, so yun, my passion really with them was computer science. And then I eventually worked as a systems analyst. Tapos nung nauso yung BPO, I went into BPO. And then, I guess for the most part, kung babalikan ko yung computer science, it would be more meaningful because back then when I was into programming, it was more about yung my self-interest, 'di ba? Yung the high that you get pag naka-debug ka ng isang program, 'di ba? So it was really parang more for your own glory eh. Ang galing hindi parang it's an achievement, 'di ba? Pag may
Oo.
napagana kang program, pag may na-debug ka, and back then, hindi pa iba pa yung interface noon. Hindi pa, di ba nag-umpisa nung nagkaroon ng Visual Basic, iba na. So parang line programming pa noon, we were dealing with compilers and interpreters. So anyway, so back then, I didn't find the deeper meaning in programming. Pero ngayon siguro, once I have the bandwidth, since I now realize the importance of, having a meaningful brand, yung about the company culture, being more human, I guess if I were to explore programming again, it would have a deeper meaning. Kumbaga, it, if I create, let's say, an application, it has to um, it has to be of yung kapaki-pakinabang
Pakinabang.
siya, hindi lang para sa akin, 'di ba? Para lang I have something to add in my list of achievements, pero yung may purpose talaga siya. So, and that's why pero for now because nga I believe in nga the human centered brand, especially when we're in a crisis right now. I see that a lot of brands are struggling. I mean, some companies have, I've had conversations with yung mga owners. I mean, should we go dark? May mga questions silang ganon. Should we keep quiet for now? Kasi iba naman yung branding namin. May mga tanong na ganon. So there.
Sa mga hindi familiar sa TEDx, ano ba yun, ma'am?
Ah, yes. I guess the best way, the fastest way that you can know about TEDx is you check out YouTube. TED is actually parang yung non-profit. Initially TED Talk siya hanggang sa it already expanded outside of the US kaya nagkaroon na ng mga TEDx talks. So
Mm.
merong kaya mga Kaya nga nagkaroon ng mga TEDx talks na dito, especially sa mga schools. And yun, I've had the chance to do some TEDx talks in Mapua last year, and then at Philippine Science High School sa Maine early this year, bago tayo nag-lockdown. Actually, meron pa nga dapat na isa pa, kaso hindi na talaga, nag-lockdown na talaga. So, ayun, hopefully next year mag-materialize na yon when all of this global health crisis is over. So the TEDx talk is a good way, just like this, just like what you're doing right now. Pero yon stage, kumbaga offline event siya. So it depends on the theme of the venue. Kung ano man yung theme nila, dapat yung topic ng talk mo aligned dun sa theme nila. And just like the tagline of TED, which is ideas worth spreading.
Mm.
Your topic should be able to talk about yung mga ideas, yon, ideas worth spreading. Kasi maraming perspectives ngayon, lalo na nag-evolve ang mundo natin. Nag-iiba yung perspectives eh. I mean, simple things like, okay, lockdown. I mean, ngayong lockdown, iba yung reactions ng mga tao, di ba? Iba yung behavior ng mga tao.
Oo.
Iba-iba kasi ang perspective nila. I mean, would you would you continue spending your time blaming the people around you, 'di ba? Or would you rather make it more productive, take advantage of the time to do
Mm.
something productive and meaningful? So yung mga ganon. So there. Ikaw ba? Ba't di ka ba't di ka mag-TED talk minsan?
Siguro po in the future pag may nag-invite.
Oh,
Taga saan daw po kayo? Everyone's curious. Saan daw located si ano?
ah,
Taga saan si Ma'am Jen?
I ano I am now based here in Subic, Zambales, but I moved here 3 years ago. I uprooted myself here. But for the longest time, Manilenya ako. Before I was living in Green Hills before I transferred here. And yun din, yung paglipat din dito, um, siyempre pag iba yung environment mo, maraming bagong perspectives ang nai-introduce sa'yo. So, masaya naman.
Ikaw ba daw ay Ilocana or Bisaya?
Although talaga, dahil nga matagal ako lumaki sa Manila, Manilenya talaga ako. Pero my roots, is the Cajucoms are originally from Nueva Ecija. But then, nung formative years ko naman, sa Batangas ako tumira.
Ah.
Until Batangas, nung hindi pa ako nag-aaral nun ng kinder. So, it's a mix of yung Manilenya, Batangueña, and yung heritage ko, yon Nueva Ecija. And ngayon, Sambalenya na. Ganun.
O last daw before you begin, marketing in Asia.
Ah, yes. I am now part of Marketing in Asia. It's an online magazine. You can check it
Mm.
out. Our website is marketinginasia.com. Um, Currently, I work with Marketing in Asia as editor for visuals and Filipino content. And recently lang, just this month, I've also been appointed as as someone who will spearhead the community engagement, because for the most part, community driven talaga ang marketing in Asia. But then hindi pa siguro ramdam masyado ng mga tao noon kasi we're fairly new. But if you see, we're
Mm. Mm.
highlighting people, and we're also encouraging writers and non-writers alike to write on our platform, because especially if you want to establish yourself as a thought leader, if you think you have invaluable insights to share and you can write about it, marketing in Asia is offering its maraming makabasa. Mas maraming makabasa ng content mo. John Mark, you might want to you might want to contribute to marketing in Asia so that you can also attract more people in your network.
Pwede po in the future.
Oo. Oo, mukhang busy ka kasi So yun. So there.
Ayan.
Yeah, and
Ayan. So, do you have slides to share? So everyone is curious na, no?
yes, sige, we'll
What's
start
ano
na.
daw? How can we create a meaningful brand in the midst of the pandemic? And I'm sure our educators are curious din, no? May mga nakikita kong tayo educators na nandito ngayon.
Yes, yes. Oo. It's pretty much, yeah. Sige, share natin yan. Then, kung merong question sila later, sagutin natin yan mamaya. Sige. If I can start now, let me share my screen. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Application window. All right. Can you see my
Ayan.
screen now? All right.
Alright. Ayan,
Ah,
nakikita na namin.
ayun. Sige, I've already talked so much about myself, so let me just move on to the next slide. Ayan. So again, good afternoon, everyone watching right now. And thank you again to Jomark and also to LinkedIn Local Philippines for this invitation, for giving me a chance to talk about this topic I'm passionate about. As you see there, it's called Creating a Meaningful Brand in the Midst of a Pandemic, the one that we have right now. Um, so yeah, uh, why is there a need for us to talk about this? Because let's face it, a lot of businesses have been affected, and it's
Oo.
understandable that a lot of companies are lost right now and don't know how to position themselves because parang naging malaking disruptor ang itong si COVID, that a new market has emerged and brands are struggling right now how to send the right message to this new market that's emerging. Okay, so first things first, so let's acknowledge the problem. So yan, I'm showing now some statistics. So at the time when I created this slide, cases worldwide has already reached to 4.78 million. So,
Oh.
malamang mas mataas na yan ngayon. Hindi ka na updated ha, Jomar.
Mhm.
And in cases nationwide, I think this has already gotten up to more than 13,000. And of course, yeah, the country had to undergo enhanced community quarantine. And then ECQ has been lifted recently. That was on May 16. And then because of all that had happened, all businesses were affected. Kasi nga, di ba, the move was to flatten the curve
Oo.
and to limit the virus transmission. Everybody had to stay home. Businesses had to close shop, di ba? And although merong mga companies na nag-work from home, but still, it's already a different scenario out there. Okay. So to get into more detail, so parang ito na yung new normal natin. That's the picture that you see there, 'di ba? But then despite of what's happening, there are insights that we can get from this situation. If you think about it, dahil nga lahat ng mga tao ngayon nasa bahay, nag-increase na ang media consumption by at least 20 to 25%, and I think it's even more than this. I mean to name a few, Netflix, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
Ikaw ba nakasubscribe ka sa Netflix? I'm pretty
No.
sure, o 'di ba? Ako, I've been dwelling to subscribe on Netflix for the longest time, but have just decided to subscribe just a month ago dahil nga
Ah.
sa lockdown na 'to, 'di ba? So ang daming ang daming brands there are a lot of brands who are benefiting from the current situation. So aside from media consumption, use of social media platforms has increased by at least 50%. I'm pretty sure it's even more than that, baka 70% or 70 to 80%. I mean, let's face it, because news are proliferating everywhere, especially I mean, in the case of the Philippines, after ABS-CBN has shut down, uh, karamihan ng mga news nag-proliferate sa iba-ibang social media platforms, 'di ba? And because of that, because of what's happening right now, because all of us are faced with this fear of uncertainty, we have this craving for for new information lagi about what's happening, and because of that, mas marami ng gumagamit ngayon ng social media. And
Yes.
of course, I mean, obviously, aside from that, dahil hindi makalabas ang mga tao, they resort to social media to communicate with their friends, with their loved ones, and I mean, let's face it, sumikat na rin ngayon ang TikTok, 'di ba? So, 'di ba? I mean, yun na nga, ang dami ngang nagpipigil ngayon because sabi nila there's another virus daw aside from COVID, and it's TikTok daw. So, oo. I hear a lot of my friends saying hindi lang daw coronavirus ang iwasan niya, pati TikTok daw. So there. So another insight is, ayan, dahil nga hindi makalabas sa mga tao, online purchases have drastically increased. So boom ngayon ang e-commerce.
Happy.
And then, hello? Ayun.
Yeah.
Oh, ayun. Okay. And then, going back to what I mentioned earlier, people are constantly hungry for information related to the current situation. So, isipin mo to, you're looking at these bullet points right now. There is increase in media consumption, increased use in social media platforms, increase in online
Hoy.
purchases, and people being hungry for information related to the current situation. If you're a brand,
Okay.
if you're a business,
Kasi
what, 'di ba?
nagpo-promote lang.
What would be your move given these insights, 'di ba? Kasi a lot of businesses right now are struggling out. Uh,
CJ?
they're thinking, I mean, should they keep
For AutoCAD
quiet
yan ah.
for now? How do we position ourselves? So these insights might help them. Okay. So to add to the bullet points earlier, ayan, this is just basically additional information of the scenario. There's fear of contracting the virus, of course, and then frequent hand washing. Then there's also panic buying. Then of course, enforced social distancing, and then a lot of companies as well um, transition to work from home, and then the focus now of consumers has shifted to the essentials, and then thereby having reduced spending habits. Ikaw ba, Jomar, kasama ka ba dun sa mga nag-panic buying?
Dati, initially, si
Hello?
Mama. Ayan. Dati po, initially.
Hello?
Ayan. Dati, Miss Janet, initially yan. Nag-panic buying din. Ayan. Dati initially, Miss Jen. Ayan.
Ayun, ayun. Sabi ko, kala ko nawala. Okay. So yun. So ayun, I wasn't able to hear your your answer. Naka-mute ka. Nag-panic buying ka?
Initially, nag-panic buying. Pero syempre, iba na kasi yung ano ngayon, di ba? Parang, wag na tayo mag-panic. Total, naka-controlled naman na yung mga ano, di ba?
Oh, you're getting the hang of it na, 'di ba?
Mm.
So, isa ka ba doon sa mga nag-hoard ng ng alcohol, ng
Hindi.
booze?
I'll be hoarding more beers na lang, no? Yun na lang. Alcoholic beverage na lang. Guys.
Ibang alcohol
Oo.
pala. Okay, so let me share my screen again. I thought I lost you earlier. Ayun. So, so there. I'm showing these bullet points for companies to understand what's going on with the
Oo.
consumers at the moment. Kasi when we decide to go out there again as a brand, it's important for brands to resonate uh, with their target audience, especially during this time. Kasi if you think about it, if you go back, let's say to your usual way, if you just keep promoting your brand, you might come off as parang you're just turning a deaf ear and you're not understanding. Although that's not really what's happening, that may
Mm.
not be actually what's happening, but it may come off that way. So it's important for us as brands to acknowledge the crisis that we are experiencing at the moment. Dapat dun tayo manggaling. We have to acknowledge because to begin with, we are now dealing with a traumatized population caused by COVID-19. Okay? To further illustrate, let me go on to my next slide. To further illustrate, ayan, um, different emotions have been coming into play because of COVID-19. So you can see there, frontliners are tired. Those who are locked down are anxious, waiting for new information. Andun yung ano ba, meron na bang cure, meron na bang vaccine, what's the next plan? Will I be able to go out and buy more food? What's the status na of the quarantine, yung mga ganon. And I mean, there are different responses. Some people have suddenly become lonely, especially if if they've adopted a lifestyle where they're used to going out with their coworkers, with their friends, and then suddenly they're locked down. So
Oo.
they can't help but feel lonely because of the sudden change brought by the pandemic. And then I mean, it's also inevitable. I mean, if there are also people who have become depressed, and the causes of depression could be a number of factors. It could be, because the pandemic has caused them to distance with a loved one, or meron pa dyan, which is even more sad. Mga kakilala nila, mga kamag-anak nila na naging positive, and they couldn't even visit them at the hospital. So depression is really inevitable. So I'm showing this to you because if you're a brand, and you don't know what to position yourself, it's important that we acknowledge what the market is feeling right now. So there. Then now, so going back, so if I'm a brand, how do I go about this? Do I have to? Siguro there are a lot of questions that come into play. Should I create a more elaborate digital marketing or branding strategy and all that? Should I spend more, 'di ba? Andun yung mga ano eh, should I spend more on advertising budget? May mga ganong tanong yan. And some companies have actually even equated this current pandemic as something similar to what happened back in the early 2000 when there was a global financial crisis.
Crisis. Yes.
And oo, and back then, because back then the brands then they took a risk of still investing more on their advertising and marketing, because their belief then, kung yung mga competitors nila tatahimik, ad- they are at an advantage, di ba? Kasi they'd be able to have a larger market share because they would be more visible, they'd be able to campaign more. So doon nila sinasamantala. So some who have experienced that are doing that at the moment, but then let us still keep in mind that the global financial crisis that was experienced before is different today, because hindi lang global financial crisis ang ine-experience natin ngayon. It's also global health crisis.
Oo.
But just, oo. So yun, but just the same, the answer is still just within us, because remember, we are dealing with a traumatized and fearful population. Okay, so ito, let me just briefly isisingit ko lang to kasi
Ako,
this
maraming
is
tatamaan
something.
dyan, ma'am. Nakita ko na to ah.
Yes.
Maraming tinamaan dito. May mga nag-angas dito.
Yes, there are
Mm.
there are different sentiments on this, and yeah, I understand you as well. So if you think about it, if you're a brand, this is actually the opportunity for us to step up as
Yan.
leaders, 'di ba? And kasi like I said, a lot of people don't know what to do at the moment and they need answers. And if you are a brand and you are a leader, just, 'di ba? You will not just keep quiet and think about yourself. Instead, you would you would come forth even more, and 'di ba? And find a way to help, 'di ba? Kaya nga yan nga, kaya nga nilagay ko diyan yung quote ni Brian Tracy. Sabi niya, the truest test of leadership is how you function in a crisis. So, dun talaga masusubok eh. Hindi naman nasusubukan ang true leader during good times lang. But more so in the worst times. And then, if I may just share, siguro an example na rin for our country, 'di ba? If you have recently seen in probably in your news feed or in news websites online, a lot of people have noticed, 'di ba, the efforts of Mr. Ramon Ang, the San Miguel Corporation president, and he was quoted to have said that at this point, what is more important are lives, not money. Because we can make money again, but life, once you lose it, it's gone forever. So
Oo.
between life and money, I choose life. And I do remember that before he even said this, he has San Miguel Corporation has actually made a huge donation to help uh, to help in the country in this COVID-19 crisis. So, ang dami. If you've seen the
Mm.
if you've come across the post about him, ang daming ano, ang daming uh, comments of praises about him because yun yung mga gustong marinig ng mga tao eh, 'di ba? Kasi it's ano ba, parang it's what gives them hope. So yun. So probably we could learn from Mr. Ramon Ang's example. Okay? So, ayun. So, other changes that we've noticed in business leaders during this pandemic, andun yung, syempre, they have businesses. It's understandable that they are transactional, but because of this crisis, from transactional, they are now becoming more transformational. And then from treating people as customers or employees, they now treat them as family. Kasi nga, we are now talking about lives here. We are not just talking about customers that gives us business, that helps us earn profit, or employees that helps us run our business. We are talking about lives here. And then from treating competitors to now treating them as partners and collaborators. This is evidently seen through webinars. There are a lot of webinars like what's happening right now, di ba? We are collaborating because we have and we're doing this for a bigger cause. So wala yung mga yung mindset na yung competition right now. And yon, from standing out to making a difference, 'di ba? Dati because we think so much of our competitors, our goal is to stand out. Paano sila, how we can get ahead of them, how we can get more noticed than them. But now the conversation has changed from standing out to making a difference in other people's lives. So it's no longer about our own interest, but it's for the interest of other people. And lastly, andun yung from focusing on profit to focusing on purpose. So there. So I hope that more business leaders would consider this kind of transformation. Kasi nga again we are dealing with a population that's hurting. Okay. Okay.
Ayan, so ayan
Now,
no. So share ko lang yung sabi ni ano no, Mr. Raymond yan. To. When times are easy, having managers may work. But in difficult times, we need leaders. Ayan, tama yun. Thank you for sharing, sir.
yes, I so agree with that, Mr. Victorino, because I mean, let's face it. I mean, uh, managers could have the superb skills, but nothing really beats the heart of a true leader. So yeah, thumbs up on that, Mr. Victorino. So yeah, to continue. So how can we now create a meaningful brand? So siguro if we're a brand that has become famous, has become big, we do know what it takes to make that happen. But then during this time, we still know what it takes, but then we're just probably ignoring it kasi nga baka hindi natin na-acknowledge kung ano yung nangyayari ngayon sa mga tao. Okay? So, ito na. If you're a brand and again you don't know how to position during this crisis, um, it might just now be time to revisit your brand and try to answer a few questions. It's not really that hard because as it shows in my slide, the answer is just really within us, and it's just really a matter of having the right framework. So, ayun, to go back, what do you stand for? Then, who do you want to help? Then, what's that one important problem, especially during this time, that you as a brand would want to solve? And then, of course, how do you want to be remembered? With the last question, if I may just mention, Um, Virginia Bautista was one of the few people who made me realize this. Kasi since she's also known to teach about personal branding, she was one of the few people who really reiterated to me uh, na if na your personal branding is actually your reputation and your legacy. And so yun. So when I added this question, siya yung talagang unang naalala ko. How do you want to be remembered? Because as a brand, once everything goes back to normal, you would want, you would want people to remember you as someone who really made a difference during this crisis. Okay? And then, of course, what do you value most? This is something na, because, I mean, let's face it, the economy is down. But then, what I've noticed right now is people seem to admire brands who really give value to their most important stakeholders, which is yung employees. Parang na nakakatuwa pag may nababalitaan sila sa social media, nababasa ko yan. Pag if they hear about companies na nagbibigay ng no work but with pay, nagiging viral yan sa social media because it's addressing a major problem during this time. And I mean, let's face it, not all businesses would be able to do that and can afford to do that. So pag merong gumagawa nun, yun yung talagang naaalala ng mga tao. Okay? So, so there. So if once you decide to make a step, start as a brand, start letting people not know about you, but know that you care.
Oo naman.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Because this isn't really a time to stand out. It's a time to make a difference. It's a time to help. It's a time, and you can only do that if you let people know that you care. Okay. So I have come up actually with four elements that uh, brands may want to consider, especially when they've decided to put themselves out there in the midst of this pandemic. Okay, so first is messaging. Messaging. Ayan. Um, it's it's a struggle for us right now, whether we're dealing with personal branding or we're dealing with the brand of a company. Kung anong message ang isesend natin sa sa tinatawag natin ngayon na traumatized population. So I guess this is a good starting point. So first, acknowledge that we all have a role to play in this current global health situation. So what do I mean by this?
Oo.
Regardless kung nasa marketing ka, nasa advertising ka, nasa kahit na nasa tourism sector ka, nasa education sector ka, kahit anong industry ka pa, acknowledge that we all have a role to play in the current global health situation. So what do I mean by this? Let's take away the belief na alam hindi naman ako doktor dito na lang ako, stay home ako. Lalo na kung may business ako. So parang find ways to contribute. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We all have a role to play. Dahil lalo na ngayon, when the number of our medical workers, our frontliners, is outnumbered by the number of cases that keep adding to the total number of cases every day. So ang layo na disparity ng proportion ng proportion ng number of frontliners dun sa number ng pasyente. So what can you do as a brand? So I mean simple things. I mean campaign frequently, di ba? Simple things like about hand washing, stay home, show concern, yung mga ganun kasi it will somehow help our frontliners eh. Kasi pag bumaba yung mga number ng cases na pumapasok, it somehow helps them manage the existing cases that we have at the moment. So there. So acknowledge that we all have to play a role in the current global health situation. And then another way, because uh, a lot, I mean, not a lot, but everybody is hungry every day for new information about this COVID-19 crisis. So if you can be a vehicle for information, di ba? Simple things. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the new if there is a new vaccine for COVID-19 or a new cure, but simple things. And I hope we 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 try to do our due diligence when we provide the right information. I mean, simple things about how to maintain, 'di ba, a hygienic and healthy lifestyle, things like that. Those pieces of information are helpful to our target audience at the moment. So there. Next, think community. Um,
Think community.
Now, like you said, now is not really time to promote ourselves, our businesses as a brand to gain profit, because right now people are experiencing different kinds of emotion. So by making them feel that they belong to a community, really, really helps a lot. Okay, parang it's kind of I mean, mano man lang na you send the message that you're not alone. We are in this together, diba? So kasi I mean, let's face it, this is not I mean this pandemic is not just ano ba is ano it has brought different types of yung conditions, andun yung mental health din kasi lahat naka-lockdown, they are faced with the fear of uncertainty. So parang nagiging issue na rin ngayon ang mental health. And simple things like thinking community, reassuring them that they are not alone would really, really help. And it creates a lot of impact if you make them feel that they are part of something. It creates a lot of difference when you make them feel that you care. So there. And then, of course, to make your messaging more accurate, um, it is highly recommended that you spend time on social listening. Diba? Check out their post, find out what they're talking about. Kasi doon mo malalaman kung ano yung pain points nila during this time. Read about their comments. Diba? Read about their comments. And if you have your own page and you post you consistently post there, and then if you encounter, let's say, a comment that's not so nice, don't don't treat it negatively. Rather, treat it as an opportunity to find out where they're coming from, so that you know how they feel, because it gives you a better idea how you can craft your message. Okay.
Social
Then
listening.
so yes, social listening. Then next, the tone. Um, this syempre, words are words, eh. But then by coming up with the right tone, you'd be able to resonate easily with your target audience. And I actually came up with with a mnemonic for people to remember it easily. So yan, so try to have an empathetic tone, a transparent tone, a compassionate tone, and of course, a human tone. Because ito yung ano eh, this is what would make you easily be relatable to them and easily resonate to them. And yan, nilagay ko nga dyan, be etched.
Etched.
Say, yeah, be etched in people's memory. Because if you think about it, if you just keep, if you continue to be deaf and just keep promoting about your brand without even being empathetic or transparent or compassionate or human, what do you think are the chances for you to be remembered as a brand, di ba? During this crisis. So I guess what I'm also trying to say here, by applying the right tone, you come off as a brand who ano eh, who comes from a place of help. So there. And then next, and of course, intent. Diba? Lagi natin sinishare sa mga posts natin na yung mga be intentional. We also talk about purpose. So this is now the this is one of those uh, moments, or this is one of the important period where we can be intentional if we want people to remember us as a brand who cared during this crisis. So how do we go about this? So, yeah, as it says there, every time you think about your intention, you draw yourself back to your purpose. And what is your purpose back as a brand? What is your greatest why? Diba? If you, if, if when you created your brand and nalaman mo talaga yung greatest why mo and dinikit mo dun sa brand mo, it would just be a matter of revisiting your brand to make yourself remember what your greatest why is. And another thing is, by being intentional, let us also remember na this is not the time to sell. I
Oo.
mean, oo, this is not the time to sell. I mean, let's remember ano ba ang behavior ng consumer natin ngayon. I mean, because of what's happening, they are now prioritizing the essentials. They have reduced spending habits. Whatever, whatever cash flow that they have left, syempre, they're saving that. Kasi hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung sunod na mangyayari. They don't know kung magkakaroon pa ba ulit ng ng lockdown. So they're saving that for more important things. So but if you still want to be remembered, siguro think twice before you decide on selling, because now is not really a good time. And if I may just go back, if you are confused between intention and purpose, kasi importante ito eh.
Mm.
If your purpose is your greatest why,
Nako.
your in if your purpose is your greatest why, your intention naman is the how you can get to fulfill that purpose. So parang ganun, ano yung mga steps, parang ganun. Ano yung mga steps, how you can fulfill that purpose. So it's related, the intent and the purpose, but it's different. Kumbaga, mag-tag team sila there. And then again, um, let us keep in mind that people will remember brands who step up with the intent to care and to help. Okay? Then, last, syempre, if you have the intention and the purpose, it's uh, it's important to also take action. Okay? Kasi, di ba, if you've been reading content about, especially marketing-related content or branding-related content, people advocating about authenticity, di ba? You have to be authentic, you have to be authentic. Ngayon, actually, matitest yun because considering um, the emotional and mental situation of people nowadays, they would want more action. They would want more action now. But it's like saying na if you really care, just like what you say,
Oo.
prove it. Nasa ganung thinking na ngayon because ano we're trying to communicate to a hurting market. So sige, if you really care, just like what you just like what you promote, then prove it to us, show it to us. We need to see some action. So yun, if you want to be a brand that 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 will be remembered by people, you couple with your authenticity with action, and then of course, then you of course provide information that will help them, and then you another way is also by reaching out to your most important stakeholders, because now is not really the time for brands to expect that customers would be able to immediately pay. Now is not the right time to expect that employees are at
Yes.
their best during this time of crisis. I mean, if if you really want to be there for them, you reach out to you. And I must say that if we are able to do this step for our consumers, for our customers, and also for our employees, if we make a difference in their lives during this crisis, it will return to us a thousandfold because di ba nga parang what's the best analogy? Parang ano to ah alam mo yung movie na si Popoy at saka si Tasha, biglang sabay pinasok na gano'n eh. Diba na si Popoy at si Basha, ano yung linya doon ni Popoy? Yung one sa one last chance. Yung, hindi mo ba napanood yun? Hindi ko rin napanood eh. But it said something like, ang layo ng analogy ko, diba? It said something like, parang, you had me at my best. She had me
Ah.
at my worst. So, parang ganun siya, di ba? So, parang ganun. So, parang mas natatandaan ng mga tao kung kung sino yung dumamay sa kanila during trying times. So, if you're a brand that really cares, you would see this as an opportunity. Because I feel that I had to share that because more often than not, brands are struggling because they don't want to come off as if they're taking advantage of the situation, or worse, they don't want to come off as being exploitative. But if you're a brand that cares, it should be easy for you to come from a place of help, from a place of service, and somebody who understands what the market is feeling right now. So, there. And ito, ah, ito na yung parang, ito na actually yung last ko as my parting quote to you all. This is something that I've learned from a book that I've read from written by Nella Donato, titled The Centered Brand. She said there, people would rather deal with people than businesses. So I
Totoo.
think it's time to step up and bring out the human side of our brand these days and reach out to people and help them when they need it. So yun, that has a lot of insight. That quote has a lot of insight right there. If you want to if if you want to become a brand that comes from a place of help, from a place of service. Okay? So there. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope everything was clear. But if not, you can ask questions naman. You can always reach out to me. So aside from I'm also in marketing in Asia. My email address is jen@marketinginasia.com, and I also have my own website, which is jencahucom.asia. And if ever you want some free consultation, you can email me anytime at freeconsult@jencahucom.asia. So, there.
Parang abilis ah.
Maraming mabilis ba? Hindi kasi I
Hindi ma'am,
was,
what I'm pertaining to time, no?
mabilis ba? Kasi di ba 1 o'clock? Ayun. Okay. So, hindi, sige, if we have questions naman, and if I do have more insights actually na I would also want to share kahit wala na slides. Actually, natatakot nga akong damihan kasi baka mag-overtime ako. But if we still have time, I can still share. So, yun. So, pero syempre, kung merong questions, yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, that would be of priority.
Oo. So if open po tayo, no? I shared the link. Ayan, you can click on that link. Kung gusto nyong sumali sa amin ngayon, no? Or if you want to share something then, no? Or if you have a question. So feel free po, no, to join us and click yan, yung link na yan.
Sige. But sige, while we're waiting for more people to join siguro, and siguro if you're still thinking of questions, siguro I just want to share some insights uh, from the news that I've read in the past months. Kasi there are those brands who we can learn examples from. Diba? Ayun, may nakita akong question ni Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Ano ano daw yung difference between a manager and a leader?
Yan yung di ba? Yan yung sinend ni Raymond or ni Ako, my take on that kasi uh, the manager is yung sinabi ko nga kanina, the manager may have superb skills. Kaya nga siya tinawag na manager because he is in the best position. He is supposedly in the best position to manage people, to manage things. But nothing really compares the manager with superb skills to a leader with a good heart. Because I guess if there's a difference between the two, the manager only sees the now, but the leader um, has the foresight, has the vision, and is able to contribute more, not just at the present situation, but also uh, to what will happen in the future. That's my take on it. So there.
Ayan. So, ayan, feel free po, no, to ask questions. And ayan, thank you for joining us, Sir Anthony Aquino. Ayan, very informative daw.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today.
Ayan.
And I guess if in terms of we're talking about leaders at the moment, like I mentioned earlier, I've been reading a lot of content, both from the local and international news. Those brands who have stepped up during this crisis. I read this somewhere. I think sa Rappler, brands like, diba, like SM, um, brands like McDonald's, who have really made a huge donation to help. uh, yun yung maaalala ng mga tao because they came from a place of help. And ano pa ba? And there are also brands actually, ma-mention ko lang ito because there are brands who are trying to be clever kasi nga we've been for the longest time mula nung nag-umpisa tong pandemyang to, um, we've been campaigning about social distancing. So, andun si, di ba, si McDonald's, yung M ng McDonald's magkahiwalay ngayon. Pati
Ah,
nga yung
ganun.
circles ng Olympics magkakahiwalay ngayon. Kasi nga, it's their way of, oo, it's their way of sending a message na, hey, we're also doing social distancing, so should you. Parang ganon. Well, it's good uh, to be clever once in a while. But then let's ano yun, comic, it's a good comic relief. But let's not, siguro let's not overdo it. Once in a while lang maging ano tayo. Let's add comic relief to the situation about these things. So I guess in terms of if in terms of using humor, use humor with care. So ganon. Kasi I mean, by nature ang Pinoy naman ano medyo okay naman yung humor natin. So it's all right siguro once in a while to add some comic relief. So there. So where can I see the comments? Hindi ko
You
siya
have
makita
to,
kasi streamer.
parang you have to, ano, no, have your other device para makita mo, ma'am.
Okay. Sige. Wait lang ha. Diyan ka lang.
Oh, so ano, no, ang parang na-realize ko din sa ating ano ngayon, no, next time, pag nasa Q&A portion na tayo, no, so I just shared a link so everyone can join us. So, but of course, you need to have your, ano, no, your laptop, web browser, mic, and webcam. Nagkataon lang siguro ngayon, I shared the link for everyone na for someone to join us. Kaya lang si Sir Jeff ata, ano, hindi pwedeng ma-access Sir Jeff sa ano sa phone. You have to be in a ano, in a PC or ano yan, Mac. Ayan, may tanong si Sir Jeff.
Ah, hi. Yes. That's a good
Ayan.
one. I
Oo,
see it.
mahalaga yan. Good
Yeah.
question.
How should companies spend their their marketing budget today? Um, it it depends where you come from because I've encountered uh, companies who come from a place where they've already experienced this during the global financial crisis. Yun yung kinakwento ko kanina, di ba? If you want to be strategic about it, uh, given that competitors would try to lay low for a bit, brands would tend to increase their 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 advertising or marketing budget during this time to have para mas malaki in terms of market share, in terms of mind share. But I think it's more cost effective this time kasi nga we're dealing not just with global financial crisis but a global health crisis as well. So, I mean, practically speaking, parang if you it would be best to just like what Coca-Cola did, 'di ba? They diverted or reallocated their advertising budget and donated it, 'di ba? For para magkaroon ng PPEs ang mga frontliners, diba? And I think other brands also followed the lead of Coca-Cola because after Coca-Cola made that announcement na i-reallocate nila yung advertising budget nila to donate, Ligo Sardines followed their lead. So ganun na rin ang ginawa. And a lot of people admired them for that effort. I mean, it may be a strategy. It may be a strategy because it still serves it still serves yung purpose nila. Parang it's free marketing for them because since people admired what they've done, 'di ba? They they get to hit two birds with one stone. People were able to know the kind effort that they did and and decided to still promote them as a brand. And at the same time, nakatulong pa sila sa mga frontliners natin. So, I mean, during this time, di ba nga, parang this is not the time to sell. And if it's not the time to sell, it may not also be the time to market because this is not just a financial crisis, it's a health crisis. So it might be good um, to divert it. Yun lang naman yun sa akin. And in any case, people will remember you because tinulungan mo sila rather than you thought about yourself.
Oo nga.
Yes.
Ayan. Thumbs up daw, sabi ni Miss V.
I thank you, Miss V. Thank you for watching. Thank you.
Authenticity daw, tama, should be coupled with action. I think if we're authentic right from the start, we know that now more than ever is the best time to take action, be empathetic and provide value. Ayan.
Yes. Yes. True. Now really is the time to parang to not go dark. This is not just for brands. This is for everybody. I mean, sayang if we
Mm-mm.
do not take this opportunity to make an impact, to create a difference, 'di ba? Sayang yung time. Ang daming pwedeng tulungan.
Oo, naalala ko tuloy itong ma'am, itong LinkedIn live na to. Actually, I had this access for LinkedIn live parang 1 year ago na ata. And then I'm not utilizing this, and then COVID just so happened. Sabi ko parang no, mali ata to, no. Dapat ma-utilize to. So parang numalawon yung COVID,
Oo.
it pushed me no
Oo.
to us to have this no, this LinkedIn live na ginagawa natin ngayon. So ayan, thank you po sa lahat
Oo.
na
Yes, oo.
nagshi-share. So hindi po sa amin to, no, yung LinkedIn local, sa atin to, no. Host lang po ako, and again, inviting everyone po, no, to share. And ayan, I shared the link. Moving forward, we would like everyone to talaga to be in sa panel na sa StreamYard. Ayan.
Yes, yes. Nako, I meant it when I said, Jomar, na thank you for doing what you do because this is really win-win. Parang it's a good example then to show people that we're working as one. And I love that you use the word sharing, sharer, kasi nga this is the time that we shouldn't be thinking about competition. And
Oo.
I hope that even during post-pandemic, we still continue, I mean, to maintain the best practices, the lessons that we learned. Kasi, for all you know, lahat ng mga natututunan natin at magagandang ginagawa natin ngayon are still worth doing even after the
Oo.
pandemic. Yes.
Tama, no? Sharer instead of buyer, seller. Tama, dyan.
Oo. Wag lang frontliner dahil mahal natin yung mga
Oo.
frontliner.
Ayan, so another one from Sir Jeff Manhilot. How do we know if companies are just using this situation to a great, pwede rin, PR campaign?
Um, that's to be honest, that's really That's really a tough one. A tough one. Kasi, ako siguro ang example ko dyan is, ano ba, Dove. Why do I say it's tough? Kasi like in the case of Dove, usually, 'di ba, nag-transition na ang Dove eh. Yung dating mga commercials ng Dove was to highlight the benefits of the soap, talagang yung soap, yung products nila, and then eventually they learn to highlight their target audience, which is women. It was parang uh, they have this ano na about women empowerment. So parang hindi na si Dove ang hina-highlight, but yung target audience, which is women. And then recently, yung mga they highlighted the front line, babaeng yung mga babaeng may scars na dito. Dahil nga after nilang tanggalin yung mga face mask nila, makita mo yung mga scars because long hours of work. So yun. It's hard to know, but then if it's I guess if if ultimately, I mean, if at the end of the day, other people, especially those in need, are benefiting from it, then, diba? I guess it's a good cause. I guess we can forgive them. I hope I was. That's a tough question, to be honest. So there, but I guess bottom line is as long as it they're not they're not selling, diba? They're not selling, instead they're of the situation. But yes, it can happen. Yan, sino yung JM Brazal Alonso, thanks for joining us. Yes, God bless too, stay safe.
Oh, totoo naman.
Yes. Yes, authenticity does require integrity and consistency, both in words and in action. And now really is the time that people will test the authenticity of people. Kasi nga, action. Action ang kailangan. Okay.
Yun yung company na
Ayan, so
pinuntahan namin. As in,
again, no, inviting if you have a message or an advocacy to share that will be beneficial to everyone. So inviting you, no, to be a sharer to our no upcoming LinkedIn live sessions. So open po for referrals. And sa mga nag-refer po, super thanks. Ayan, super thanks po sa pagre-refer. Actually, I'm sharing this this spreadsheet na
Wow!
sunod-sunod tayo, no. So nagkataon lang si Sir Kimwell kasi ay hindi pa nakakapag exactly kung ano yung gusto niyang i-share, kaya nauna po si Miss Jennette. And then
Ah,
after Miss Jennette, nakita niyo naman po siguro yung timestamp ng no. So I'm seeing here it will be after Miss Jennette is Miss Dorina Cooper. Ayan. So in order
okay. Yeah.
po last kung no, so sunod-sunod po tayo, Miss Charlene Reyes Lucas and Miss Rosel Munsayak. So again, open po, no, please refer. Sino po yun, Miss Jen? So hoping to hear Miss sino po yung nire-refer nyo, si Ma'am
Yes. For those who are actually interested how to start and manage an online community effectively, I highly recommend Eunice Punzalan.
Ayan.
Yes.
So may nagtatanong
Really
are
knowledgeable.
oo. May nagtatanong po at you mentioned about Brad. May idea ka ba, ma'am, about ayun marketing, ganon, affiliate marketing? Do you also
Ah,
do that with Marketing Asia?
yeah, I do have an idea about affiliate marketing, but I have only worked with one of my clients, and that was like 10 years, 10
Hmm.
years ago. But then with with marketing in Asia, if he needs help, I mean, whether as a contributor or let's say want to be featured, wants to promote their brand, he can email me through my marketing in Asia email at that at jen at marketinginasia .com. So there.
Ayan, so definitely po yearly no sa mga lahat po na naging sharer natin, hindi po one time yan we will be doing a repeat because definitely po every year we have thousands of people na bago sa LinkedIn. Kaya expect that yung mga slides nyo po yun na yan or yung mga topics nyo po na yan ay magiging i-repeat po natin yan for the benefit po of our new members. Ayan.
Yes. And yeah, in my case, for those who I'm also planning to upload it. Okay lang ba yun, Jo? Marking if we upload it yung sa slide share, diba? And then I can put there din naman like in local Philippines.
Mm-mm.
Just the slides. Okay.
Ayan. So again, apologies po no sa hindi pa namin na-accept no. May 3,851 pa na
Wow.
kailangan i-accept sa group and mostly po no informing you Sir Raymond, Sir Jeff, Ma'am V, everyone po mga sharer natin. Yung 5,000 new family members po natin ay ano po no doesn't know anything about LinkedIn and one of our purpose here I am asking your support no to inform them kung ano yung LinkedIn, what's in it for them. Kasi masasayang lahat ng effort natin in bringing them into LinkedIn and then wala naman daw, walang mapapala. So, expect po, I'll be asking you for your support to do another round or series of, repeat of your shares just to inform everyone kung ano po yung benefits ng LinkedIn.
Yes. So, I might have other a few names then that could be possible sharers pero from different industries baka lang makatulong. So, there.
Ayan. So, again, inviting po, open for referrals if you have message and advocacy to share that will be beneficial to everyone. Inviting you po, to be our next sharer for LinkedIn Local Live Philippines. So, thank you so much po sa lahat ng nag-spend ng time sa amin, no? So ayan, Ma'am Lorena, yeah, I'm new LinkedIn member. I'm still learning. So
Hi, Lorena. Yeah.
we will come
Feel free
up
to reach out to any of us.
mm So we will come up po with another sessions targeting yan our new new member. So I'll be coordinating with you Miss Jen, Ma'am B, Sir Raymond, Sir Jeff kung paano natin sila may inform on the benefits. So sa mga new family members po namin ngayon, thank you and this is just a start po no sa inyong journey in the LinkedIn and expect more. So may it be technical and here in LinkedIn kasi we focus more kasi sa sa soft skills din and career success. So Miss Jen, any message before we wrap up?
Siguro parting additional takeaway because baka na information overload sila dun sa slides earlier. Siguro if brands are currently challenged right now on how to position themselves, I've already mentioned about messaging, the tone, the intent, and the action, diba?
Paripit nga ma'am, paripit. Ang sarap pakinggan eh.
Yes, the right messaging, the right tone, the right intent, and the right action will put you in the right position.
Oh, ha?
Yun. Yun lang po. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. And yeah, ano na, I'll be glad to answer.
Oh, ikaw ba, Ma'am Jen, career ano ka rin, no? Naka premium subscription?
Ano,
O naka sales
i-reactivate
navi
ko
ka pa?
pa.
Ha?
Naka?
Naka-subscription
Really,
ka ba sa LinkedIn, Sales Navi or Business Premium?
ngayon, to be honest, i-reactivate ko pa. Dahil po ito nangyari. Oo, i-reactivate ko siya.
Sige po. Yung mga may raffle pa-raffle ata tayo mamaya na lang, no. So yung mga nag-register
Wow!
po dito, we will be doing a raffle. We will be giving away LinkedIn subscription. So ang counter check po namin ay nag-comment kayo sa comment section at nag-register po kayo dito. Kaya lang gagawin na
Wow!
lang namin separate live stream na lang siguro para hindi masyadong
Ah,
mahaba. And one of the benefit po kasi when you're in subscription, just to add po sa mga beginners natin is you have access to LinkedIn Learning. Ayan. And if you have access here, you can be a blessing to everyone din, no? Kasi you have the ability to share a course. Ayan, kunyari si Ma'am Jennette. Ayan, pwede po kung sa kanya mag-share ng something for her to consume or to learn within 24 hours.
that's great.
So, i-take advantage po natin yun, yung may mga premium subscription. Ayan, you have the ability to, to share courses. So, kung gusto niyo matuto ng Photoshop or video editing, additional, Ayan, so, isa yan sa advantage. So,
Yeah.
let's be a blessing, no?
Ako, galing. Ako, I think I'll take advantage of the video editing because
Oo.
I'm planning to put more videos on LinkedIn. Actually, magsa-start pa lang ako. So, yeah,
Oo.
ang tagal kong pinag-isipan.
Sa mga nagtatanong po, LinkedIn Learning is just like Netflix. The only difference is Netflix is di ba? Entertainment, di ba? And LinkedIn Learning is educational.
Education.
Ayan. So, once more, thank you for joining us. And offline na lang po, I'll be coordinating with our sharers, our LinkedIn Philippines influencers such as Ma'am Jen and the rest on how we can organize a new round of massive campaign and training sa mga napakadaming new members po natin sa LinkedIn. Actually, this new 5,000 members, we have their we have their contact details naman. And yun, so we will organize that, and because most of them are educators, expect exponential growth because of course one teacher has the ability to influence, no, kung DepEd man yan, no, he or she may have 100 students. So again, that's a big impact. So we're going exponential po, no, Ma'am V. And yung LinkedIn Local Metro South po is just a spin-off ng LinkedIn Local Philippines. Our parent is LinkedIn Local Philippines. So inviting you to join then, no, LinkedIn Local Philippines. So apologies po once more for the remaining 3,759 members na hindi pa po namin na-accept. Okay? Yun. So Thank you po. Thank you so much. Ma'am Jen.
Thank you. Thank you, John Mark. Thank you, Lincoln Local Philippines. Uh, Join us if you haven't yet.
So, ayun, no, please do not follow us. Connect with us, ha? Connect with us para makapag ano po tayo, we can message each other. Kasi pag follow, mahirapan po kayo unless na ano no, we are in subscription na you can freely message us.
I'm in the zone.
Ayan. So, thank you po ulit. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you again, John Mark.
Thank you po.
Stay home. Keep safe.
Ayun, Ma'am Jen. Nandiyan ka pa, Miss Jen.
O, dito pa.
Ayan, naka-end.
Thank you ako personally. Hindi lang on air. So, yun. Yun si Eunice, mag-reach out ko sa kanya. Sabihin ko rin sa kanya na kung meron ka pa palang link ng form,